What's up, everyone? It's Felipe, and today we're going to be talking about my personal finances, how I run my cash flow, what areas I run it through, what LLCs go in, how it goes out, how I multiply that money, and how I pay myself from different businesses that I've started. I try to shield as best I can my money through separate LLCs, right? Cash flow, income from working, just a lot of different things. And I want to talk to you guys today about how I do that to pay the least amount of taxes to maximize my assets and cash flow. All right, but before we get started, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you like it, leave me a comment if you want me to make more of these videos. Let's get started. All right, so it's a really pretty day outside. Sorry, guys. Look, check this out. It is beautiful outside. The sun is glaring. Can't even see it. Anyways, I made my camper. I love this thing. It's been a great asset to me. I actually rented on Airbnb. Paid a little bit more than I wanted to, but during COVID, these things were going pretty expensive. So I've taken on a couple trips. I rented on Airbnb. The Airbnb has covered the maintenance on it. It hasn't paid me back the money yet, but I've just had it, not even a year yet. So I'll let you guys know how it goes. All right, on to finances. So as many of you know, or maybe don't, and you're just kind of getting to know me, I own 10 rental properties that I've converted into multifamilies, giving me a total of 20 assets. 2 separate buildings, or 1 building, 2 separate entrances, creating a duplex style home. And what I do is I have a lot of income from that coming in, and I was getting taxed pretty heavy on it, right? And my first mistake when I first started doing this was I was just bulking all of the cash flow together and putting it into one LLC and then showing profit and loss off of all the rental properties. The problem I was having with this is that banks didn't know how much I was actually making or not making, right? Because at the end of the day, I didn't have a proper K1 or a proper rent schedule or cash in, cash out. And banks are very just cookie cutter. How much goes in, how much goes out, how much is each asset performing. And what I was doing was just lumping it all together, which was a problem. So I talked to my CPA, shout out Anna Klein. She's an amazing CPA. She was going to help me be bankable, right? Okay, bankable is a big word. And I didn't know what it meant at first, or what it meant at first. There's my Southern again. I am Mexican, but I'm born and raised in the South, so my Southern twang comes out. So what happened was the banks didn't know how much money was, or how much each asset was performing individually. They knew my portfolio was producing correctly, but they didn't know if 6 of the properties were holding up all 10. Now that wasn't the case, but they wanted to see it scheduled correctly. Now I don't know the proper term for this, but it's got something to do with like K1s or how all this works. I don't know. Talk to my CPA. Her name is Anna. She's awesome. She's all over my Instagram. I'll give her a big shout out. Anyways, so what I ended up doing, or what Anna ended up doing for me, was she created 2 LLCs separate. One was a property management company, and one LLC was going to run all the cash flow through that one. So if you can imagine 2 separate businesses, my A business, let's call it 310 because that's what it's called. 310 is the owner of all the rental properties where all the cash flow goes through 310, okay? Then I have a property management company called 116. I take that back. That's reversed. 116 is the company that manages all the properties, and 310 is the property management company, okay? So 116 has all the cash flow running through it. 310 is the company that manages those properties individually. Maintenance, lawn, picking up rents, fill in the blank, right? So 116 hires 310 to do that job. Now 310 gets paid a certain amount by 116 to manage the properties. And yep, you guessed it, that is my check. So now I have a W-2 job because I'm employed by 116. I'm the one that does the management, if you will. So that allows me to get paid. Now I have a W-2, plus I have cash flow because the cash flow is going through 116, which, you guessed it, I'm also the owner of. So 116 has all the cash flow of the rental properties going through it. 116 hired 310, which is the property management company that goes in and manages the property for a certain amount, and that certain amount is what Felipe gets paid because I'm the owner of 310. So I get paid per each one, and now the cash is flowing through two separate companies, reducing my taxable income, but still showing that I have it. And this has allowed me to be bankable again. Now that's just how I run my properties right now. That's how my cash flow goes in, cash flow goes out, it gets used. So my cash flow goes in, it gets used to manage the property, less taxes, and then I get paid less taxes, but I show that two profitable businesses, plus I have an income, right? So I literally write a check from from 116 to 310 and then to me, right? Shielding my assets and my cash flow. It's great. And I'm not even going to get into depreciation, appreciation, and like all these other things. I have other videos for that. But that is basically how I run my cash flow.